Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general forecast for September 2018. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So I'd like to take a hot second, real quick, to say happy birthday or happy belated birthday for those of you who I missed. And I'd also like to take a moment just to say I do apologize that I did not put out any readings last month for August. I got sick at the end of July, and the first day that I actually started feeling well was August 12th, and by that time it just seemed a bit too late to put out readings. So I do apologize if you have been wondering about where your reading was. So I'm back, I'm better, and it's about you. So let's jump into it. Okay. So for the first card, this is Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, and Virgo Risings. So we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So it seems like you guys are definitely going through some difficulties. Now these difficulties could be within friendships. This could also potentially be within a relationship. It could be a romantic relationship, or it could be, platonic friendship, okay? So anytime I see this Three of Cups in the reverse like so, this can indicate where someone has spoken, without thinking. So it's kind of where we might say some things that could be perceived by others as being a bit thoughtless or, hurtful, So this is one of those cards we definitely need to watch what we say, but, I need to be fair and just say that, we could either be on the receiving end of this energy or we could be on the giving end of this energy. So it could be us that speaks out of turn, or it could be someone else who speaks out of turn about us. So this card can also indicate gossip. So if you're the type that likes to gossip, this could really cause a problem, or already has. Or you could be the person that could be, the focus of some gossip, and so that's never good either. Now, this could definitely be indicating that, a close relationship, friendship is definitely out of balance, and it's like a reconciliation is needed. For some, you might owe an apology, and for some of you, someone else may owe you an apology. But right now, with it being in the reverse position, it's like the reconciliation has not happened yet. For some of you, you may not want to reconcile. You may just want to move forward. And for some of you, it's a possibility right now. So let's dig a little deeper. So it's clarified by the Lover's card in reverse. So not every Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign wants to be in a relationship or is in a romantic relationship. So let me just state that up front. So for some of you, this will be about an actual romantic relationship. So with it being the Three of Cups, and there is the Three of Wands here, and we have the Empress, which is the third card. So, and we have the Five of Swords. So, this could be where we could see some infidelity, unfaithfulness. Again, this could be on your part, or you could be on the receiving end of this, where someone went out on you. So Now, when we get the Lovers card in reverse, this shows that a relationship, again, this can be about a romantic relationship, or this could be about a platonic relationship where you care deeply for the person. It doesn't always have to be romantic love. But the Lovers card in reverse is indicating that an important relationship to you in your life is definitely experiencing some major disharmony. It is out of balance. Now, that's not to say that it's doomed, but it's really up to you at this point. But then again, I don't want to elaborate too much, as I need to finish the reading to really see where we're going here. But now, anytime I see the Lovers card, whether it's upright or reverse, this is definitely about choices and decisions, okay? So with it being in reverse, this poses a question. Are you making the right choices for you? Are you making the right choices for where you are right now? Are you making the right choices for this particular relationship? Are you making the right choice that's going to satisfy you? You need to be honest with yourself. For some, this relationship might be able to be resolved, and for some, it's just not going to be able to be resolved. But what this really comes down to is you got to make the decision that is right for you, and only you know that, but you have to be honest with yourself, okay? But again, this is about a close relationship. Again, it could be romantic or platonic. And this relationship is experiencing some disharmony, and it is out of balance. Sometimes we can see where one person is doing, practically everything, and the other person is just take, or they're just... Sometimes it can almost be a feeling of like unrequited love, especially with these two combined. It's a sticky way to start for a birthday reading. Okay, so for the circumstances, we have the Star card. Now, the Star card is a card of hope. It is a card of faith. This is a card where we need to have unshakable faith. But it's also a card of inspiration, and it's like we're being given, a wish from the universe. Like, what do you want? Sure, you're going through some tough things, but don't be afraid to, make a wish, What do you want? Do you want, a new start in a relationship? Do you want, a new job? Whatever it is, a lot of times this card comes up for some people that have some really creative skills and abilities. So this is a card of definitely saying, hey, use those abilities. But most of all, this is a card of saying, hey, clearly things are rough, but do not lose hope and do not lose faith, okay? It's a temporary storm. This too shall pass. Don't lose your hope. Okay, so for the focus, we have the Three of Wands in the reverse position. So a lot of times I tend to associate this card with, creative projects. Sometimes it comes up for work, especially if that work involves traveling, especially traveling over water, or if the work has something to do with water. Now, this is also a card of partnerships, and clearly it's in disharmony as well because it is in the reverse. Now, a lot of times this can indicate that there are delays. There could be postponements. And a lot of times with this card, it's like we have great desire to accomplish this goal that we have. But we might be focusing like on just a couple details, and we really need to be looking at the big picture. And so sometimes this can be indicating that we might be getting lost in a couple details when we really need to be looking at the full scope of things. We need to be taking a step back and looking at things objectively to see what's going on. Why are things going wrong? Why am I being delayed? Why is everything feel like it's at a standstill? Why, why was this postponed? Why? So we really need to take a step back and look at things objectively. Now, sometimes this can be a card where we started something with great passion and maybe it's like we run out of steam. Like, it used to excite me, but it doesn't so much anymore. The Three of Wands in the upright position is a card of great focus and foresight. And it loses, the whole foresight part when it's in the reverse. It's kind of like, we weren't counting on, these extra costs or these possibilities. And then, things come in and boom, we're hitting delay after delay after delay. Now, another thing about this card is we really need to watch out for pride and overconfidence. It's kind of like, you may feel like, I can have this, I can do this, I can achieve that. But when we have too much pride and too much confidence, this can be a recipe for disaster. But it seems like something has been postponed, something's been delayed. This could be, like I said, about a creative project. This could be, something that has to do with an actual job. This could even be about a hobby. But more times than not, I associate this with a job or with a creative type of project endeavor, and it's saying its fair share of delays. Sometimes, if we go in and remodify our plan, sometimes we can move forward, but sometimes we might have to just start over. Okay, so it is clarified by the Two of Cups in reverse. Oh, okay, so this is like the Lover's card in reverse. And again, it's with the 3, so I'm feeling like there could be some issues at third parties. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but it's going to resonate with some of you. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so the Two of Cups in reverse. This is definitely a close relationship that is out of balance. Typically, this is what I call the soulmate card, but it definitely pops up in relationships where there is love. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a platonic relationship. This could be about someone that you've been friends with for ages and that you love and care about, And, but there are going to be people that are in romantic relationships and they are experiencing lots of problems, because that's the vibe that I'm getting. So there is definitely a close relationship. Again, romantic or platonic, it is out of balance. Now, that doesn't mean that it's entirely doomed, but somebody has to make the first move to make things right. Someone has to be the bigger person, because this is kind of like where we come to a crossroads. Like, do I even want to put any more of my time and my energy and my love into this? Because I feel like I'm not getting the same, and I'm just at the end of my rope. And, you know, in order for this to work out, you know, both parties gotta want to make it work out. And communication is absolutely key here. So if you're not communicating, this is going to be a huge block towards resolving this disharmony within the partnership or the relationship or the friendship, whatever it may be. So misunderstandings can definitely come up here. You know, and some of you might actually be trying to do a creative project or endeavor with someone that you cared deeply for. Again, you know, it could be romantic or platonic love. Maybe some of you had great hopes. Maybe some of you were like, oh, you know, I want to go on a honeymoon, and yeah, it looks like trouble and tinsel down here. So, again, you know, there's a relationship, it's out of balance. Like I said, you know, it doesn't mean that it's absolutely doomed, but, you know, it's got to be both parties that are willing to commit to communicate and to work with each other and to make things right. And with this card, it definitely seems like one person seems to be doing more than the other. And, you know, the sharing is not equal when it's in the reverse position. So yeah, that's not so hot. I'm sorry if you guys are going through those issues. That's definitely not the way to spend your birthday. Okay, so this would be your recent past. So we have the Five of Swords here. This card is pretty foretelling as well, especially if you are going through a difficult relationship or potential breakup or divorce right now. These two guys are standing in the water. The water represents their emotions. They're duking it out. And look at this woman back here. She's just looking at the sun setting like, hey, there's nothing going on here. I'm just admiring the sunset. While these two guys are just like all in their emotions and their feels, and they are duking it out, you know? So this card can definitely indicate like a pretty cruel way of severing ties within a relationship. There can be some selfishness. Yeah. You know, this is definitely a card where someone is definitely trying to cause a problem. Because, I mean, I hate to say it, but, you know, she's just looking at that sunset. She ain't got a care in the world. She's just letting them duke it out, you know. And she knows she's the cause of the problem. So, you know, you could have someone in your life that could have caused a problem. Someone could have actually interfered in your relationship and caused you a problem. So, severing of ties, a lot of times this can indicate, you know, the wrong use of power. You know, this can be disgrace and degradation. Sometimes legal issues come up when this card pops up. So for some of you, this could be indicating a coming divorce. And unfortunately, deception, dishonesty, these always tend to come with the Five of Swords. There's always some form of deception that's going on. And that's not good. Especially if it's taking place, no matter how it plays out, deception is not good. Period. So, this is just really a super tough energy. Oh, Lord. So, you know, this is someone who wants to cause a problem, you know. This is not the greatest energy. This is a troublemaker, pure and simple. It's someone who is literally spoiling for a fight. It's like they want to instigate that fight. You know, and for some, it's like maybe you try to make things right, but yet then they constantly just come back with something else to cause a problem. You know, it's just one of those really combative type of energies where they just don't care. They just want to cause a problem. And you know what? Y'all are much better off without this energy. So we don't want to be behaving this way, and anybody who potentially was in our life that was behaving or causing us problems like this, they need to be shown the door. They need to, this is the recent past, but they need to stay in the past, because they ain't no good for you. Nope. You don't need to deal with someone like that who's going to be selfish and self-centered and only about them. And lying. Oh no. Bye-bye. So this would be the present, the here and the now energy. We have the Seven of Coins. So this is a card of you reap what you sow. So we definitely want to be sowing good seeds. Now, this is also a card of a harvest. So we've put a lot of our time, our energy, and even, you know, work, sometimes even physical labor, you know, towards achieving this harvest. So sometimes this can be about an actual financial investment that we make. Sometimes this can indicate, you know, maybe you might have done like a profit sharing investment. Well, with it being in the upright position, this is good. This would definitely indicate, you know, a coming harvest. So this is like there is some money coming in. So that is a positive, especially if you have been experiencing some financial difficulties, which I can definitely resonate with this one myself. So but this would definitely indicate some money is going to come in. You know, the harvest is going to come in. And, you know, once the harvest comes in, you know, you definitely want to make sure that you're planting good seeds, because we will always reap what we sow. We need to tend to our crops, take care of things. You know, it's a metaphor. We can't just, you know, plant the seed and then just let it go and expect it to grow and, you know, and bring us a harvest. You know, it takes work. And this is very much a card of hard work. You know, and for some of you, there could be a battle about this money or this investment. You know, this investment could be one that is like real estate, or, you know, an investment opportunity, a stock. You know, it could be many different things. But, you know, there could be some issues regarding this investment. So you definitely need to protect yourself. Okay, so for the near future, we have the Death card in the reverse position. Now, first and foremost, most people, not most, but a lot of people will be like, am I going to die? Well, we're all going to die at some point. I mean, but no. This is a card where something is trying to come to an end. And for me, I'm feeling like it's very much a relationship of some sort. Maybe it's a business relationship. Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's a romantic relationship. Maybe it's a marriage, you know. Something is trying to come to an end. And it's like, almost like you're trying to hang on to it. And the more that we try to hang on to it, the more we're going to have to battle, because this is like one of those energies where it's inevitable. We have to allow this change to happen. And with this death card being in the reverse, you're giving resistance. It's like you don't want to let go just yet. For some of you, maybe you feel like you need some sort of closure. For some of you, you might feel like, well, maybe if I just hang in there, he or she will see the error of their ways, or, this will get better, maybe they'll apologize. No, I'm sorry. When I see this card, this is telling me it's inevitable. It must be done. And the sooner that you just surrender and let go and allow this change to happen, you're going to be given a new start. You're going to be given a rebirth to start new with a clean slate, okay? Now I know it's easier to say than to hear, but it's inevitable. And why wear yourself out mentally and emotionally and even physically for a situation that is coming to a close inevitably? And the reason it's coming to a close is because there's nothing there left for us. We've done all the learning that we can do. We've gained everything out of it that we can, and there's something much better for us. But we have to let go. And that's the problem, is some of you are definitely still trying to hang on to it, and you need to let go. It's inevitable. It's done. Okay, so the clarifying card is the Knight of Coins. So, this could be, perhaps maybe this could be about a job. Maybe you've been in a job that's just not working out for you. And maybe, it just might be time to find another. That's only going to resonate with a few of you. For some of you, this could actually be about a move. This could also be about an investment of some sort. And for some of you, this could be an actual person, male or female. They could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They don't have to be, but it would definitely be somebody who is, hardworking and all about making that money. So someone who is, earthy, practical, and definitely, hard work and, financially driven, so to speak. But, I'm also feeling that for some of you, that the moment that you actually decide to let go and surrender so that your new start can come, I'm feeling that for a lot of you, this person, who could be male or female, may come in and present you with a new opportunity. And more than likely, it will be of a financial nature. Maybe they might, give you some good advice. This can also represent the future sale of, say, maybe a house or, a material item, object, that you could sell, that could potentially help you out, especially if you're experiencing issues, within finances. But overall, I'm feeling it's positive and helpful. But we must first surrender and release whatever it is that you're hanging on to. You know, and this could also be about a new job coming in. So if when I mentioned a job earlier and that resonated with you, this could be a new job coming once you let go and make your peace with the other situation. Surrender, let go, move in your new direction, and then you could be met with a job opportunity. For some of you, that could be a financial investment type of opportunity as well. Okay, so this would be the attitude position. So we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse position. So in the upright position, the Queen of Swords, she will tell you exactly how it is, almost with no filter. So when she's in the reverse like this, she's unable to see things clearly. It's almost as if she's looking at her life, her situation, her circumstances with a pair of rose-colored spectacles. So it's like not being able to see the true nature of a situation because of our own narrow point of view. Sometimes this can indicate some of you might be a little bit difficult right now. Some of you could be feeling a little bitter. And boy, if that's true, especially for those who are cross-watching for, you know, Virgo, be careful, because when the Queen of Swords is in reverse, boy, that tongue is like a sword. So, some, you know, hurtful things can be said. A lot of times when the Queen of Swords is in reverse like this, she can tend to be, you know, bossy and really, really pushy. She has a tendency to push too much. And it's like she wants to force her own views and her own opinions down everyone else's throats. It's like she wants to constantly change how other people view things to the way that she does. But what she doesn't realize is she's lacking the worldview, and she's only looking at things from her own personal, her small personal view, from her own experiences only, and that's where she's messing up. We need to be able to see things, you know, similar to up here, where we're just being focused on a couple of things and we're not paying attention to the big picture. It's kind of similar here. You know, she's focused on her own views and her own beliefs and her own way of thinking and her own way of seeing things, but she expects everybody else to just fall in line and conform. And when someone doesn't, you can get a really nasty verbal lashing. So it's safe to say that you guys are feeling pretty hurt. Now let's see. Okay. So it's clarified by the Ten of Swords in reverse. So this definitely tells me that, you know, a karmic cycle is coming to an end. And, you know, with the Ten of Swords in reverse, it's like, okay, so, you know, a relationship could end, a friendship could end, a marriage could result in divorce. You know, perhaps things don't work out, you know, in a business endeavor or a creative endeavor. But no matter what, you know, there's always a sense of feeling like you'd been stabbed in the back. And so, you know, typically when we see it in reverse, this is us trying to heal from this situation where we felt stabbed in the back, and perhaps for some of you, you might be feeling stabbed in the back by a friend. And if so, you don't need a friend like that, and you deserve better. But don't let that color all of your relationships. Don't let that rip any sense of trust from you, because not everybody will do that to you. And unfortunately, when she's in the reverse like so, we're just not seeing things as they are. We're just, because we're stuck, we're going through a loss, and we're only able to see things from our own point of view, which is pretty narrow. You know, there's a lot of narrow-mindedness here. But again, I understand, so don't shoot the messenger. I am a Virgo, so I get it. You know, the loss is not going to make us, you know, the most chipper people to be around, so to speak. But, you know, again, this is about clearing that karmic slate. As much as we don't want to face it, you know, things are, you know, they've come to an end, or they are coming to an end. And we should just try to accept it as gracefully as we can, even though I know that is so hard to hear. But just know that everything happens for a reason, even if it's to expose to you the wrongs of other people. Then that's so that we can remove those people out of our life, because we don't need those type of people in our life. If someone wants to gossip, lie to us, you know, go behind our back, you know, stab us in our back, try to take our man or our woman, we don't need that, okay? We don't need that. So kind of look at it like a blessing in disguise. Even though it certainly will not feel like that, okay? But just know that this is all leading to you getting a fresh start. And I myself would want more honest people in my life, because I am all about the honesty. You know, don't do me dirty. Don't try to stab me in my back. Sometimes things are just at that inevitable end, and we just have to deal with it. Not that it's easy, because this comes with pain, you know, but we will heal. We will heal. You know, and so if you happen to be cross-watching for a friend, you know, if they happen to say some things that, you know, may not be so nice, try to be understanding, especially if this is resonating at all with their situation, because, you know, this is a lot to go through. And so they probably wouldn't normally say this, but because they're in such an emotionally reactive situation, they might just say something that they don't necessarily mean. So just try to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them some space. You know, try to be understanding. Sorry, just want to say that because there's a lot of people that do cross-watching for friends, you know, for family members, you know, for lovers. So I just want to, you know, help get that out there, you know, because if you have a Virgo in your life going through this, just please be understanding. Because it probably has nothing to do with you. It's just what they're going through. Sometimes we just need a little bit of space so that we can get it together, find our balance again. But, you know, there comes a, you know, we got to grieve, you know. We've got to come to terms with it. And everybody's different. We all do this on our own timing. So, and everybody does it differently. So, some people may, you know, withdraw and pull away entirely. Some people may try to get out there, and do things, but It's just very hard to contain everything they're going through, and so it can definitely affect friendships, relationships of all sorts. Okay, so this is how other people see Virgo. We have the Chariot. So this is actually an excellent card. This is a card of victory through adversity. So it's like, we want something. We're going after it. And we are determined to achieve it. And we will achieve it. And it's also a card of saying, hey, if you have any enemies or adversaries out here that, could potentially try to cause you problems, this is a card guaranteeing that they can't cause any more problems than they already have. And as far as your next goal, they can't even touch it. It's almost like you're being divinely protected. So don't let them bother you. But, don't, go after this goal. Don't be afraid, This is also a card, so if you've had any ill health, this is definitely a card of health improving. So this is very good. But, no matter what we go through, don't lose, going after the goals. We want to continue going after our goals. We got to keep living. Sure, something here doesn't work out, but find a new goal. Find something else, because you will get it. You will get that victory no matter how much someone tries to bring you down. You'll get that victory. Now, for hopes and fears, we have the Queen of Cups. So this would actually be very positive. Now the Queen of Cups, she is a very dreamy, intuitive type of woman. This is the type of woman, and again, this can be male or female. So this is someone who would definitely rely more on their intuition rather than their intellect, their logic. This is someone who definitely wants to see underneath of a situation. They want to know what the motive is, for everything. They want to see what's beneath the surface. What is at the root, so to speak. And the best asset that the Queen of Cups has is her imagination. She has a very, very creative imagination. And she works very well when it comes to helping other people. Sometimes we can find her being in the healthcare service, working in hospitals or a nursing home, where she would be helping others heal and get back to health. But this is also a woman that is, even though she relies more on her intuition than her logic, she is balanced because she is in the upright position. So for some of you, this could be indicating, let's be in balance, but let's also listen to our intuition. And if we are given the chance to be imaginative, that could be helpful, at least escaping for a little while. But within our imagination, sometimes we can find some amazing, helpful things to apply in our actual real life. And Virgos, we're super, super grounded, and most of us, we're all about, let's deal with the facts, let's not be off in la la land in our imagination, but maybe a little bit of imagination could be helpful. A little. That's if we can, let loose and allow that to happen. Because for most of us, we do have Neptune opposing, Sun, Moon, Rising, whatever you may have in Virgo. And Neptune would definitely be imagination and or the unconscious mind. But this is always about a message from our subconscious mind. So your subconscious mind could be telling you need to listen to your intuition. Maybe you're trying to discredit your intuition because you just rather use, our intellect or logic. But yet our intuition could be providing us something very valuable, some very valuable information. So don't be so quick to discredit your intuition or what may be perceived as, imagination, because there could be some truth to it. Just keep an open mind. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So, for the final outcome, this is a good card. Thank you. Very, very good. So, the Empress. So this is a card of harvest as well. This is a card, this is like the mother card. For some, this could be a card about, being pregnant, giving birth. For some of you who have no interest in giving birth, I totally understand. But this could be about giving birth to a new project, a new idea, a new awareness, a new way of being, a new attitude, a new way of thinking, on and on and on and on. Now, typically with the Empress, we can cover the aspects of, home life and happy relationship, and then money. Because the Empress is always about a harvest, but it's also got that emotional component where happy relationship, happy marriage, happy home life. Also supportive, nurturing women. So for some of you, this could be indicating that there could be some people coming into your life that could be nurturing, and they want to offer their support or their help or their assistance, or maybe just be an ear, and to hear you vent, and maybe a shoulder to cry on. Maybe they might give you some really good advice. And then there's also the aspect of, the whole financial part where, this is the harvest card, so this is money coming in. So if some of you are wondering, is there going to be some money coming in? But really what it comes down to is, what are you more focused on? Are you focused on your home life and romantic relationships? Is that what you desire the most? Or do you desire to achieve and succeed on the financial front? And again, this could be about giving birth to, an actual child, or this can be giving birth to, a new idea, a new concept, a new project. There's just so many things. I could keep going and going and going, like the Energizer Bunny. But no matter what, this is a good card. And thankfully she's in the upright. So for some of you, this could be your actual mother that you could be dealing with. And with her being in the reverse, or in the upright position, this is good because this would indicate good health. So this is good. So let's see. Okay. So it is clarified by the Tower in the reverse position. So this is a situation that was very shocking. The situation's not so shocking now, but you went through a situation which at first was shocking. So now it's kind of like the whole shock value starting to wear off, but this is one of those cards that is similar to the death card. If you're still trying to hang on to something that was destroyed by the unexpected, shocking tower event that occurred in your life, sometimes we just have to let it go. It's, you know, we have to face the music. We have to see the writing on the wall. But, you know, this card is also about saying, hey, you went through that shocking experience. You know, it probably broke down something structured. You know, this could have been a relationship, romantic or platonic. This could have been, you know, a business partnership. This could have been a job. I mean, this could have been so many different things. A friendship, you know. For some of you, this could have been a pregnancy. You know, maybe this is only going to resonate with literally a handful of you, but maybe some of you have been out here trying to get pregnant for months or even years. Maybe you've not had any luck. And maybe this is going to be the month where things change. Because the tower can be a good shock. More times than not, it's not necessarily the greatest, but you know, it can be positive. But one thing is for sure, it's something that happens suddenly, unexpectedly, and it can be really shocking. Sometimes it feels like it comes out of left field, almost blindsides you, like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't see this until now. But hey, don't get down on yourself, because it's the unexpected. It's really hard to nail it down when we see this tower card, because it's some pretty erratic energy just when you think you nailed down what it is, and oh, nope. But seeing this, I mean, it feels like it's very much had to do with the relationship of some sort. Again, romantic, platonic. But the initial shock of it is over, and it's time to rebuild. You have this clean slate. You have the support of people that care and want to help. Some money could be coming in. And, you know, the karmic slate is clean. We have to face that music, let it go, move forward. You know, so maybe some of you might feel like, you know, nobody's going to be there for me, nobody will help me. I disagree based off of this. Sometimes we can feel like that, but sometimes it's situations like this that end up showing us, you know, exactly who our real friends are. Sometimes the people that we thought were our friends are not, and then sometimes the people that we thought were just acquaintances, we actually have way more in common with, and they actually care more than our so-called friend did. So, you know, there's always a blessing here. Takes a little while to see, but you know, with it being in the reverse, you know, that blessing's not so far off. And with the Empress here, we can be sure that it's going to be good. Okay, bottom of the deck. Okay, so we got the Knight of Coins in reverse. So this is definitely where we've hit a delay. Things are being postponed. Things are at a standstill in regards to finances, financial matters, you know. Sometimes this can be about, you know, you're looking for a job and you're just not having any luck. Maybe you're waiting on, you know, an investment to pay out, and it's just like things are at a standstill and they're just not looking good. Maybe you're trying to sell a car. Maybe you're trying to sell your home, and it seems like it's just being delayed. Like it's just not happening. It's like something is at a standstill. And this can actually make you feel pessimistic, and sometimes this type of energy can make us want to, you know, withdraw from other people, you know, kind of go into our, you know, hermit cave, so to speak. Sometimes we can even see a little bit of malcontent here, you know, but it's temporary. And you don't want to really focus so much. And I know this is hard. It's super hard. But you don't want to focus so much on what's not going right and what's being delayed and everything that's wrong, because the more that we focus on everything that's wrong and what we don't have and what we're lacking, well, the more that we focus on the bad, the more that we can attract to us. So, as hard as this is going to be, and trust me, I am definitely practicing what I preach, okay? And I know how hard it is. I know. But we really need to try to shift our frame of mind when we get into this. I get it. Nobody wants to go through these delays or, you know, these financial losses. It's just not good. But the more that we focus on everything that's wrong and everything that we're lacking and everything that's not working out, that's where we can end up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. So instead of focusing on things being, you know, how things are constantly at a standstill, don't focus on that. Focus on, I'm going to move forward. Things are going to work to my benefit. Not only do I think it, I know it, and I believe it, and I shall receive it. We have to be positive, and it is so hard because I know I'm a Virgo as well, and the pessimistic problem is real. It is a struggle sometimes. But, you know, we just, sometimes we gotta be a warden on our thoughts, you know, because sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. And this applies to every sign, not just Virgo. Because we all have a way of, you know, tending to focus on everything that's wrong, everything that's delayed, when we really need to be pointing our focus towards, no, this is how it's going to be. This is what I'm going to achieve. These are my goals. This is what's going to happen. But you have to be positive, and you have to believe it with every fiber of your being. Don't worry about how it's going to happen, how things are going to come together. Just have faith that it will come together and it will work out for you. Because it will. So that is clarified by the Knight of Wands in reverse. Ugh. Okay, so so the Knight of Wands in reverse, you know, this is where things are just a hot mess. You know, this could be a hot mess at work. It could be a hot mess at home. You know, the personal life. It could be all of the above. This is where we can see issues with, you know, having inner conflict, you know, personal conflict. Sometimes there can be issues of, you know, not having that self-confidence. Perhaps there could be issues of jealousy. a lot of times there can be, it's like just in an ornery bad mood. So, it's like you could be a little bit argumentative. It's like, yeah, we're going through a lot. Things, are definitely awry. They're not where we need them to be. But we don't want to be displaying those negative emotions. It's okay to feel them, but we don't want to keep carrying them with us, because it could just, again, create more of the very things that we don't want. So yeah, we gotta be positive. Positive, positive, positive. And let me tell you, this right here is good. Very, very good. But I definitely feel that for some of you, there are going, especially for those of you who were, in a relationship or a marriage, maybe it's being dissolved. Maybe they're causing you maybe they want to cause you financial problems, Don't let them have that power over you. Don't allow them to be able to hurt you any more than what they have already done. Because you deserve way better. And you need to start believing that. You guys need to believe that. I can sit here and say it all day till I'm blue in the face, but you guys must believe that you deserve better. I know it's a fact, but I need you to know it's a fact. Okay, so I have some Akashic Tarot cards laid out. For some of you who watch my readings every month, you will notice that I do not have any love oracle cards out. I think this is pretty self-explanatory for those in relationships. I mean, not for everybody, because this is not going to be a huge issue relationship, romantic relationship-wise, for every Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For some Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Risings, they could be having major disputes with friends, that's just causing, out and out problems. So, and for some, this is going to be relationships. So, but if you really want to see the love oracle cards come back, drop a comment below and let me know. But I don't really specialize in the love oracle. I do provide, readings, love oracle readings. But when I'm doing the free monthly readings for the masses like this, this is really my focus right here. So typically, I would lay out a couple of cards and that's it, a couple cards for the single, a couple cards for the attached and the married, but it's just not my thing. I'm not trying to market or push, twin flame and things of that nature. My focus is right here, and helping the people who receive this message and who this resonates with. So, okay, I'm gonna shut up and we're going to move forward. So this is a little bit different than the average tarot here. Okay, so the first card is Caught in the Ruins, which is very similar to the Tower card. This card shows a dark or difficult situation that seems to have you trapped. It could be a hurtful, empty relationship, an unhappy or stultifying job, a behavioral or actual addiction, or even a negative sabotaging belief system. Yes, those were the words I was looking for earlier. It has held you captive for some time and may have even begun in some past life or just in your past in general. But there is a way out, as there is always has been, and it just takes some effort and some determination on your part. Even if these limiting situations and actions are strong, they are self-imposed. The courage and strength required to change lie within you. You must change each faulty belief and every sabotaging choice as they happen. If you do nothing, you'll perpetuate your attachment to this dark situation. Like the crumbling castle, negative choices could stand for a long time to come. Don't let the ruins of your past ruin your future. You have the power to climb out now. Wow. That's pretty powerful. I almost need a drink after that one. Okay. Okay, so this is the lookout. So you may or may not be able to see it, but he's got a pair of binoculars that he's looking through. So we definitely want to pay attention to see what card he's looking at, and he's looking at Caught in the Ruins. Okay, this card tells you to be on the lookout. There's a challenging situation, perhaps even a battle of sorts, around you. You could experience a sudden fall or loss of position, but if you're aware, you can make a backup plan that will help you to ride through this difficult time a little more easily. The phase may be temporary, but it's important to keep your balance. Your strength will carry you through to a better time to come. So essentially that card's saying we need to address this situation right here. And the faster that we address this situation, then the faster we can get through that energy. Okay, so the next card is Two Worlds. It's in the reverse position. Okay, Two Worlds. Ooh, this is a card of great release. Money and the personal world are present, but they no longer have to drive you. You have an opportunity now to act on your highest ideals and convictions. You may have been torn between two worlds, or even between light and dark. But now you've discovered a greater sense of your truth. The rock-solid mountain of your spiritual reality is now the history from which you draw your power. Once you were worried that striving for your spiritual goals would put your personal or financial life at risk, but now you have determined how to take steps, even little ones, to integrate the two. Your divine soul is the driving force of your life, and you can design your future and manifest all you desire through it. That's beautiful. Okay, the next card is the Lightning Bolt. Okay. This card shows that it's a time of splitting apart, a time of loss, disappointment, or even a metaphorical death. You may be feeling wounded, grieved, or gravely disappointed. The loss could be a career opportunity, a romantic relationship, a partnership, a creative project, or a friendship. At first glance, the event may seem sudden or unexpected, but in the light that flashes, we see the deep puddles of a storm that has been going on for some time. You've probably been aware of the threat or difficulty at some level, even if you were unwilling to acknowledge it before. Now it's time to accept the situation and not fight what's so. There is benefit coming, but it often takes an ending to bring forth a new beginning and a storm to cleanse the field. Yes, that's exactly. See, woo! Okay, the last card is the King of Scrolls. This man may be present in your life already. If not, you'll be meeting him soon. He may be an author, a teacher, a communicator who will assist you in some professional way. He could also be a friend who brings wisdom through his own studies and spiritual practices. Be open to the guidance this man offers, for it could help you lead your life in exciting new directions. As with any of the kings and queens, the King of Scrolls may also be a new love interest for you or another. His wisdom is compelling, and there are likely to be many interesting and lively discussions. This could also represent you or someone you know who is longing for a deeper understanding and a greater clarity of thought. Now is the time to pursue new interests, perhaps even enroll in some classes or attend a lecture or two. A position in teaching, counseling, advertising, writing, publishing, or the like may be on the agenda now. A treasure trove of discovery is waiting for you, so let your mind and your life soar. Well, I'd have to say that's a beautiful way to end this reading. So essentially this is saying, go through the process. It's a hurtful process and one that was probably pretty unexpected, but let's move forward. And then you can find your treasure trove, hey, that sounds amazing. So yeah, it definitely seems like a difficult month, and I'm sorry. I really was hoping this was going to be a super positive reading, but I guess it kind of is once we get through it. If you can see what the outcome is, it is positive. It's just a matter of getting there, and we're all different. We all get there in our own timing. Some of us are slower than others, some of us are quicker than others, so everyone goes at their own pace, and that's okay. But just know that healing is coming. The better things and better days are coming. So please keep your head up and don't be afraid to go out and treat yourself. You guys deserve it. Happy birthday or happy belated birthday. I love you guys. I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.